gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I am your host, Saeed. We do want to thank you for joining us tonight, viewers. So, Trinidad and Tobago, the Prime Minister has reiterated her government commitment to working with the spiritual Baptist community to establish a long-awaited secondary school for the faith. Prasad Bisesa first made this announcement in the lower house last Friday, noting that Cabinet had already approved the long-standing request. So we want to congratulate the spiritual Baptist community for this achievement. Also, on Monday afternoon, while addressing a spiritual Baptist Liberation Thanksgiving service in Moruga, she made the pledge and said, land alone is not enough. So Trinidad and Tobago, is the government going to build a school after donating land to the spiritual Baptist community? Listen to this.
Land is important, but it is not enough. The pathway out of poverty, the passport to a better quality of life, you heard me say it all the time, is empowerment and dignity with education. Land is important, but it is not enough. The pathway out of poverty, the passport to a better quality of life, you heard me say it all the time, is empowerment and dignity with education. Land is...
So Trinidad and Tobago, the Prime Minister assured that the government will work directly with the spiritual Baptist community to bring the proposed school to fruition. Listen to this.
When our children rise, the community rises. When the community rises, our nation rises. So in keeping with my thinking, we will talk to the Baptist community, we'll work it out and plan through consultation what we do, how we go forward with the secondary school.
So after hearing this, my question is the government going to assist with building a school also? Meanwhile, speaking on TSTT News, member of the TNT National Congress of Incorporated Spiritual Baptist Organization of shared thoughts on a historic announcement. So if you ask, listen to this one more time.
I believe that it's a great achievement for us as spiritual Baptists, and I believe that great things can come out of it, and knowing where we came from, it is well deserved.
We, the spiritual Baptists, are elated. We are ecstatic that this announcement has been made, because now we are able now to stand side by side with our Christian brothers and sisters.
It is a great opportunity for the young ones that is coming up, so that they'll be able to learn more of the spiritual Baptist faith, because there's not enough teaching in the church, so hopefully that, the schools will have it as well.
So viewers, like I said, we want to congratulate them, but let's see if the government is going to actually build a school for the spiritual Baptists. Switching gears, nurses and staff from the various hospitals staged a silent demonstration at the rear entrance of the Mount Hope Hospital on Tuesday. Concerns were raised under staffing, wage, and general working condition at the facility. One of the nurses said, the situation has become overbearing. Listen to this, viewers.
When you get paid and pay bills and you skate until the next month, we are professionals, that is unacceptable. We are fed up and we have had enough. And generally nurses take and take and take. So when nurses start to push back, you know that they have had enough. And the issue of monies is just part of it. We need people to look at the conditions on the ward. We function without medicine, without equipment. We have to walk the hospital to get medication for our ward.
So Trinidad and Tobago, you know what's my concern now? My concern is, why were they not protesting now 9 years ago? Why? Why were they not protesting? Now listen this, Listen this. They got a tin of biscuit. You all remember that? A tin of biscuit. They got a block in the hospital opened by the former health minister that wasn't even ready for patients. And they said nothing. The Nurses Association in Trinidad and Tobago said absolutely nothing. They humbled themselves. They humbled. You know, it's sad. Under the PNM administration was a hush-hush. All of a sudden, in Trinidad and Tobago, everybody wants everything one time. They want everything. And this is what I don't understand now. This is what I don't understand. So was it that Terence Dialsing didn't care how the nursing department at our health centers or hospital function, or he just left it alone to be as it is? It's sad, you know. I always say, health, education, and security should be the three main things that the government look after in our country of Trinidad and Tobago. Health, security, and teaching. Three main factors. The three most needed things that individuals need in order to live comfortable. A proper education, proper health care, and proper security. And that now, governments lack to provide. Imagine that, eh? Just imagine that. But nevertheless, viewers, Rhea, she said, due to medical shortage at the hospital, patients continue to suffer while nurses continue to take the blame, which is no fault of theirs. Listen to this.
The patient suffering is not the fault of the nurse because we are not responsible for stocking the hospital with adequate supplies.
So what about the Cubans? What about the Cubans, doctors and nurses that wants to come to Trinidad and Tobago to work? What about them? Why can't the government, not the government, the Ministry of Health go into negotiation with Cubans doctors and nurses and bring them here? Now, if the nurses who are qualified in Trinidad and Tobago do not want to work, open a negotiation. Open a negotiation. Now, we see in other Caribbean countries, right, of the island, they are sending back Cuban doctors and nurses because of what the U.S. told them. Yes, we have been seeing it in the news. We have been seeing it. Guyana says that, you know what? Despite whatever it takes, we are going to have the Cuban doctors and nurses in our country. Why? Because health is important. It is one of the key factors in living a day-to-day life. So is the Ministry of Health in Trinidad going to listen to other Caribbean countries and done away with the Cuban nurses and doctors? Or are we going to say, you know what? Our citizens, our people need a proper health care. And if the Cuban doctors and nurses could provide us with that service for our people in Trinidad and Tobago, what are we waiting on? What are we waiting on? Or are we going to wait for doctors from the U.S. to fly into Trinidad here once every 2 months or 3 months, a free medical on a ship for about a week and then go back and then back to suffering? Are we going to do that? So I would like to hear now what the Minister of Health has to say. I've not been hearing him. Meanwhile, the Trinidad and Tobago Unified Teachers Association also protested this morning at the Education Ministry's head office in Port of Spain. The protest stemmed from long-standing issues they've been calling on Education Ministry to address. Among them, some business operation assistant who were employed at various schools was sent home after 20 years of service and have not been paid their remuneration. Tutor President Crystal Ash says this is not the right thing to do. Listen to this, viewers.
Appraisals done by their principals, and then to be told, well, listen, you can't. I met one out here this morning because she came. They have a gratuity period, a gratuity package there to receive. From since 2019, she's telling me that she has not received. So you done not, you fired them basically because you didn't rehire them. And on top of that, the gratuity payment, the lump sum of money that they're supposed to mind their family with, you're not giving them that as well?
I want to know now what the former minister of Education was doing for 9 years. What was she actually doing? Why didn't she make a payment or payments to these teachers and them? But we hear them condemning the UNC from time to time in Parliament, in media conference. But why didn't you do it when you were in power for 9 long years? 9 long years. But today now, tutors coming out and they want payment one time. One time. One time. You see, this is the sad thing. When you hear one party did crap for a number of years, the other party that comes into power has to try and fix it. I am not picking sides. That's something I don't do. But what was Gatsby Dolly doing for 9 years? Did the health sector, did the education sector, did the police sector in Trinidad and Tobago, has there been any, how to say it, upgrade in the last 10 years? I want to let you remember something. Remember when Clong and Burge used to go into Parliament and said, it's an oil boom, and we booming, Madam Speaker? So why now that boom money didn't grow in the health sector in Trinidad and Tobago? Why it didn't grow in the education system in Trinidad and Tobago? Why that boom money didn't go and the security in Trinidad and Tobago? Today we would have been better. But you know what we are hearing? We are hearing Saddam Hussein coming out to tell Trinidad and Tobago how much corruption took place. Again, I am asking, are we going to get back the corrupted money? Money that was extorted through corruption, are we going to get it back in 2026? This is what I want to find out. Because I'll tell you something, government come and government go. We're hearing the same thing. And the holes that are on the road is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And nobody seems to fix it. Whenever there's Trinidad and Tobago, we are going for a short commercial break. When we come back, we're going to hear from Caribbean Airlines. That's our next thing by itself.
Welcome to Real Talk Financing and Investment, a place where your loans are guaranteed and you're rewarded with up to 5% upfront interest on your deposit. Why wait when you can invest with us today and reap the benefits? Speak with a representative at our central branch at 238-6716, 231-6219, or 339-1670, or our south branch at 242-9944, 241-0543, or 339-1670. Real Talk Financing and Investment. Investment company just for you. For you. For you. For you.
When life throws you a curveball, and you need a clear path forward. Trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on a roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the glaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
We'll be right back. Welcome back.
Welcome to Real Talk Financing and Investment, a place where your loans are guaranteed and you're rewarded with up to 5% upfront interest on your deposit. Why wait when you can invest with us today and reap the benefits? Speak with a representative at our central branch at 238-6716, 231-6219, or 339-1670, or our south branch at 242-9944, 241-0543, or 339-1670. Real Talk Financing and Investment. Investment company just for you. For you. For you. For you.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the glaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
Welcome back.
So viewers, in a media release issued on Tuesday, the Caribbean Airline, assured customers that stakeholders that operations are continuing as normal and the steps are being taken to strengthen its long-term sustainability. The release stated that CAL Board of Directors had categorically dismissed the suggestion, noting that work on the airline audited financial statement is well underway. It acknowledged recent public discussion following a media report, but said internal review are ongoing to improve its operation and organization's footing. Now, with a focus on reliable service and maintaining strong connectivity across its network, in adding that recruitment for key senior management role has begun as part of efforts to reinforce leadership and support long-term strategic direction. So Trinidad and Tobago, there was all sorts of rumors for the last few days about CAL being shutting down, and the price of fuel, management, audits, all sorts of things. But today, CAL is reassuring us that, A, we are well on the way, and we are going to be leading as normal. That is CAL. Nevertheless, viewers, switching gears now. 9 individuals, including an employee of the Water and Sewerage Authority, have been arrested in connection with the vandalism of 4 key water facilities in Tobago, which took place over this weekend. Public Utility Minister Barry Patharat confirmed the arrest while speaking to media in El Socorro this morning. Chief Secretary Fali Augustin has described the incident as domestic terrorism after critical infrastructure was targeted during one of Tobago's busiest tourism period. Minister Patharat endorsed his statement. Listen to this, Trinidad and Tobago.
I want to also say that I believe it is an act of treason for persons to commit these sort of acts against the state apparatus. I am advised this morning that 9 persons are in custody, police custody. I'm advised of one of those persons is an employee of WASA, and therefore I'm almost certain the Commissioner and the TTPS will conduct the necessary investigations, and we look forward to the outcome of.
So viewers, I have one question. One question. You are a worker of WASA. You work in WASA. My thing is, what was your purpose for doing this act? What was your sole purpose in doing this? What did you gain from it? You're living in Tobago. Viewers, it ain't easy, you know. After speaking and confirming with the Attorney General, Minister Patharat said a lot of fines in the WASA Act remain outdated. He said the ministry will be paying close attention to this to bring an updated legislation to the Act. One more time.
Apart from possible jail time, possibly taking it through, ventilating it through the courts, you also have to look at the issue of fines. It cannot be that persons are stealing water from WASA and the fine is $275. A number of those things, a suite of legislation will come to enhance what we already have in the WASA Act.
Caller, good night. Hello?
Yeah, good night. Good night, sir.
Go right ahead, your life.
Yeah, I'm very concerned is what is going on in our healthcare and other sectors. What I am saying, sir, you see the union, this fellow Eddie Stewart, is saying that the nurses are aggrieved because, they are working on 2013 salary. Now, sir, there is a period up to 2025 to 2013 to 2025, a previous government was there.
Yes.
And it is looking, that it is being politically motivated. They were given a bat and a biscuit at it. And nobody says anything at all. A new administration come now and trying to put something in order. Everybody is coming down. Look at what Dr. Gopi Singh was saying. When they were pilfering in the kitchen, that there are so much things that are being stolen.
Yes,
I want to make it clear. I was a patient at the Mount Hope Hospital. And I am telling you that some of these nurses should be jailed. It is outrageous to claim that they are working hard. They do nothing, absolutely nothing. You ask for something, they talk to you all how, as if you're the children and this and that, and you waiting and all this, and they're fighting for money. Where is the money is going to come from, sir? Now look at Chuta as well. Everybody wants money, and we see how much money, on account of $2.3 billion, this was missing from previous years, and all these kind of things. Isn't this a clear case of political motivation by the opposition, sir? We have to give the country time to breathe, because look at what 10 years of neglect I'm talking about. 10 years. And what Dr. Gopi Singh is saying, this man, Eddie Stewart, has no certification from the union board, from the recognition board. So all this is mischievous. Everybody is coming out now. Everybody wants money. Everybody wants it. Where is it going to come from? I am calling for these nurses. Remove your health care. Remove the political element from it, sir. Provide the service. You are well paid. You are well paid. So this is my contribution, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, my friend. So viewers, meanwhile, the minister said they are at full capacity, staying at WASA, full capacity in getting all facilities up and running, but warns that another strike or another situation like this cannot happen. Listen to this.
I've been speaking to WASA as well about securing their facilities. We are living in a technological age where we need to invest in terms of security apparatus in our WASA facilities.
My question is why? You are working at WASA, but yet you want to destroy or disrupt the water service in Tobago when you living in Tobago? So you are causing problems for your own people. You work in WASA and you want to cause problems for your own Tobagonians people. Why? What was the purpose of it? Did they ask him what was the purpose of it? What did he gain out of it? What was he going to achieve out of it? What was the benefit of doing it? Hey, let me tell you something, Let me tell you something. Because of the fact that you are working WASA, because of the fact that you are servicing Trinidad, Tobago, as an employee of WASA, to make sure that my fellow Tobagonians have water. I'm going to tell you something. You won't get no bill. That is my opinion. It don't necessarily have to be your opinion. But you cannot be working at WASA and vandalizing. Vandalizing the very job that you do. Trust me, in front of that judge, hey, if I was a judge, I tell you point blank, you're getting no bail. None for you. Because while the government paying you to make sure the service runs smooth and nice for your Tobago people, you're vandalizing the very same job that you were supposed to be doing. I want to hear what's the outcome of this. This is what I want to hear. Also, viewers, police says essential electrical components were removed from multiple facilities, crippling operation at several wells and disrupting water supply to at least 17 communities. 17 communities have to suffer for water. Because why? One person employed at WASA together with 8 other people just decide, you know what? No water. So what was the motive behind this? What was the motive? Everybody say, oh, Saieed, you shouldn't say that, you shouldn't say something like you shouldn't get no bail. But because of this act, 17 communities in Tobago were without water. You're disrupting your own country. You're disrupting your own people. Imagine, on a time like now, but you lucky my father was not judge, you know. Well, magistrate, and you're up in front here, you know. Trust me. Before you enhance life, you're looking to destroy life? No, brother. It don't work so. It don't work so. But I would still like to hear, I would love to hear from TTPS what was the motive behind it. That is what I would love to hear. You see, my motive for coming here every night on my show is to educate and edify you. That is my motive. To let you know what is taking place in the country. To let you know the do's and the don'ts. To let you know what nonsense you can take and what nonsense you cannot take. To let you know when to stand up and when to pull back. These are my motives. My motive is not a cause disrupting the community or false narratives. I bring just the facts and the truth to you. This is my motive. That is why we remain the #1 current affairs program for the last 9 years. That is why. Whenever you listen to Tobago, have some people here, they just don't want you to benefit the good of life that we're supposed to be getting in our country. Imagine this, eh? Imagine this, you know. This sad, you know. It's really, really sad. But nevertheless, I hope you get what is coming to you. The Lord will deal with you. So viewers, switching gears again, Minister of Public Utility Barry Patterath is clarifying details about the recent concluded Tobago retreat organized by the Board of Telecommunication Service of Trinidad and Tobago, TSTT, noting that expenditure was much lower than initially reported. Responding to a question by members of the media following reports that the retreat costed approximately $500,000, he said he had no prior knowledge. Listen to this.
I chose not to speak until I saw the invoices for myself, because I asked to see the invoices myself. This retreat matter was not discussed with me prior to the board going on to the retreat. There was no consultation with the minister, so I was not aware that they were going on a retreat.
Viewers, Minister Patterath, however, explained that after reviewing invoice, it was revealed that the cost of the retreat was not $500 as initially reported in the media. Let's hear what he has to say.
Subsequent to that, when the matter was brought to my attention, I asked to see the invoices. The invoices is in the sum of $165,000, VAT exclusive.
So $165,000. Minister Patterath insisted that there should be wise financial management at state agencies. One more time.
Whether this is $1 or $5 million, against the current economic background, there need to be better financial prudence in terms of the activities that they choose to engage in.
So Trinidad and Tobago. Now I want you to understand something. At the TSTT, the next time all are going on a retreat, please consult Mr. Barry Patterath. He was not consulted. You all went. All I had a time. Taxpayers' money spent. Next time, inform the minister. Inform the minister. So when he gets a bill, he wouldn't be surprised. You know, and we wouldn't have to look for information to come out in a media briefing and let the public know the truth. Notify the man next time, TSTT. So viewers, it's that time now where we have to go for a short commercial break. But before we go to that break, following an internal review, TSTT said the reported amount were inflated by approximately 60%. The company maintained that it remains committed to responsible financial management. Viewers, stay locked on. More when we return.
We'll be right back.
Throws you a curveball, and you need a clear path forward. Trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and the team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
Welcome to Real Talk Financing and Investment, a place where your loans are guaranteed and you're rewarded with up to 5% upfront interest on your deposit. Why wait when you can invest with us today and reap the benefits? Speak with a representative at our central branch at 238-6716, 231-6219, or 339-1670, or our south branch at 242-9944, 241-0543, or 339-1670. Real Talk Financing and Investment. Investment company just for you. For you. For you.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the blaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
Welcome back.
So welcome back, viewers. Opposition leader Penelope Beckles is calling on Prime Minister to state a proactive reform-based policy on police officers in schools. Beckles made comment on X and on Facebook over the weekend. This comes after Prime Minister Prasad Bisesa statement informing parents not to worry and that TNT Police Service officers will remain in schools to protect children. Addressing the program, however, Beckles called on the PM to renew student support, staff contract, restart youth program, stop majoring, in plasters to cover deep wounds. You hear who's saying that? Beckles is saying that. So I wonder if under the PNM, they had renewed student support. I wonder if they renewed staff contracts. I wonder if they restarted youth programs. Penelope is telling the Prime Minister to do all these things. But how come all these things were not done under Penelope administration? It's sad, eh? It's sad. But then we have on one side, Gatsby Dolly saying that the children that who caused the bullying and who caused the fights, she said she had a list, files on her desk, that when she went through it, it was a PNM children. So who gave Gatsby Dolly the right now to make those statements? Who gave her the right? Now we have Beckles telling the Prime Minister here now to renew student support staff contract, restart youth program. Was it the UNC that shut it down? Was it the UNC? How come all these programs were not functioning under Gatsby Dolly, her colleague in the PNM administration? You see, Trinidad and Tobago do something like so, you know. Gatsby Dolly and Penelope Beckles have the world of things to say now. But they forgot that they were in power for 9 long years. Did they upgrade the education system? Oh, let me say it like this. Did they upgrade the education system for the PNM parents and children? Since Gatsby Dolly wanted to say that they are the PNM children, I believe her colleague Beckles would follow suit. to support Gaspidoli. So why didn't you all know, since you all making those statements, and you all are members of parliament, imagine that, you all are members of parliament making those statements. But if you all decided and made those statements, how come you then revamp the whole education system? Make it easier for children, not PNM children alone, but UNC and whatever party that is in Trinidad and Tobago. Why didn't you all upgrade the system? But now Penelope is saying, Prime Minister, do this, do that, do the next. I don't see why I didn't do it. Because I'm always telling Trinidad and Tobago citizens, always in the parliament, we always in our boom and we always making money. And as they lost the general election now, Colonel coming to tell Trinidad and Tobago that the UNC government has no money. So if PNM had all the money, why not revamp the system? Why not make it easier? Why not make schooling a place that children would want to be? But it's sad. It's sad now that they're telling the PNM telling the UNC now, revamp the system. Do this, do that. Renew programs. Renew student support. Renew staff contracts. 10 years, and all they didn't do it. All they wanted to be done now like that. Let me tell you something. Some of us shouldn't even say anything. You know, there's a term that the countrymen is use. When they're in the bush and they're cooking dumpling. Put baking powder in it, so you could keep chewing. Yeah. Put baking powder in the dumpling, so you could keep chewing it like rubber. What's that noise? So now, viewers, Beckel cited that the Schools of Focus initiative under former PNM Education Minister Dr. Niang Gaspidoli supported students by addressing their lived reality. Beckel pointed out that a police officer is not a guidance counselor. So Howard didn't have that under the PNM for 9 years. Why? The guidance counselor does do actually what in the school? Because now, Penelope, you all tried for 9 years and didn't get through. Now the UNC administration is putting police officers in school to combat bullying, to combat fight, to set an example. If you want to go in school, you want to bully, you want to fight, not a problem, there are consequences. You all didn't set any. You didn't set any. So today now you are complaining when the PNM children end up in the police station. No. For PNM leaders, you're supposed to set an example that education is the key to success. But you didn't. Now all you're vexed. What are you vexed for? All you're vexed. Gaspidoli said, the bullies and the one who are looking for fights are the PNM children. Now Gaspidoli, all you're vexed now that the PNM children are facing the consequences of their action. All you're vexed now, what you're vexed for? All you're supposed to show them the morals and the values. All you're supposed to show them the worth of education. You are supposed to show them how to be uprising. You are supposed to show them how to live a standard, how to be an individual. But no, you didn't set that example. You didn't. Because you didn't want to. But now all you're vexed. All you're vexed, all you're vexed, all you're vexed. So because we are moving to agriculture now. Agriculture Minister Ravi Ratiram is calling for an integrated approach to food security and sustainable tourism. Speaking during an international conference on food and nutrition, security and sustainability tourism at the University of West Indies, St. Augustine on Tuesday, he reaffirmed the ministry's commitment to strengthening the national and regional food security through innovation, strategic partnership, and sustainable development. What is this sustainable development? Delivering remarks under the conference theme, From Soil to Society, Advancing Food and Nutrition Security, Culture, and Sustainable Tourism. To achieve the Sustainable Development Goals, Minister Ratiram underscores the urgent need for a shift in how agriculture is positioned within the broader development agenda. The minister emphasized that agriculture must evolve beyond primary production. So now, Mr. Minister, now that you have said all those fancy things and all the big words and things, what is the actual plan? What is the actual plan? What are you really planning to do? How do we overcome this $100 million food importation bill? Are we going to bring yam from Ghana? I'm asking a question. Are we going to bring yam from Ghana? Or are we going to come up with a program within the shortest space of time to try and fix the problem? I believe the minister has been there for almost a year now. Almost a year now. What is the plan really? What is development? What is the structured development? We have a processing plan in Moruga. A food processing plan in Moruga that built under the PNM administration. They build it, they open it, and they leave it ready. I hear the Tobago, the new Tobago airport is going to be open for a second time. Imagine Dr. Keith Rowley opened the airport. And now the airport is going to be properly opened now. Imagine that, one airport opening 2 times. In Port of Spain, you have a medical block, I believe it's in the Mount Hope. Terence Yalsing, big opening. In the coming weeks, that same block is going to be open again for the public. We have some jokey ministers in Trinidad, you know. When I tell you jokey, some of them watchmen are. I have no idea who was advising these people and them. No wonder why we in Trinidad and Tobago cannot grow from a third world country to a second world country. You know why? You want to know why? Because we didn't put country and people first. We put ourselves first. Don't talk to me, I am a minister. I'm not Duncy head, I know what I'm doing. You see the position I'm in? I'm a minister, don't tell me what to do. And you're doing nonsense. You're a minister and you open a block. A health block. Big opening and it's ready for the public. The Prime Minister has a big Prime Minister and I open an airport that's not even ready to open. So I wonder to myself, how do they think, right? How do they think that the people look at it from an international level? As a clown? As a human being? How do you think people look at you for lack of performance? What they have to say for themselves? Rohan Sinanan said, we have the best road in Trinidad and Tobago. And the road in Barbados better than ours. Yeah. 10 years as a minister for roads. And look at the condition of the road we have in Trinidad and Tobago. A 2x2 country with 1.4 million or 1.5 million people. And for 9 years, you governed Trinidad and Tobago Road Department. Best to go back to school and find out how to build a road. But the people of Trinidad and Tobago are praising these individuals. We are not a developed country. The people who are supposed to be developing the country are those who are sitting in parliament. You wonder why? You want to know why China is always growing? Because their leaders look for development. Their leaders look to cut down corruption. Their leaders look at the growth of the country to be the best in the world. While we here in Trinidad and Tobago, we only say, I am a minister, and I am a minister, and I am a minister of what? You're a minister in the church, you're a minister in the temple, because you ain't serve the purpose that you're supposed to. But you want to get big praises. Big praises. It's sad, you know. It's sad. We cannot move from a third world to a second world. You know why? Everybody goes into parliament. It's, I am a minister, and I am a minister, and I am a minister, and I am a minister. And while the world is looking at you as a minister, what are you showing that you are doing for the country and for the growth of the country as a minister? Ask yourself that. Lack of proper roads in Trinidad and Tobago after 11 years. Lack of proper education system in Trinidad and Tobago after 11 years. Lack of proper security for Trinidad and Tobago after 11 years. Almost 10 years under PNM, almost 1 year under UNC. And where are we today? Ask yourself that. Where are we today? Are we better than last year? Are we better than 2 years back? We have a present party who said one thing on a campaign trail, and when they get into power now, their tongue turn around. Their tongue, instead of the tongue say the W, the tongue saying the M. So the W turned into a M. And we in Trinidad and Tobago only clapping we hand at a party. While we're going down the road and we tie a bus in a hole because the PNM and the UNC ain't decide to fix the hole, we like some clowns in Trinidad. I could come here and say this. You know why? You want to know why Trinidad and Tobago? Because I don't ask nobody for funding. And when I talk the truth now, who garden is falling, I just water the plant and watch it grow. Water the plant and watch it grow. Politics gets in everything. Politics gets in everything. You patch a hole in the road is politics. Price on a grocery shelf is politics. Price at the gas station is politics. Price in you having fun, it's politics also. Police tip. TDPS is politics governing. And this is where we are today. Do we like it like this? Do we like it like this? Let me tell you something. I'll tell you something. The He has all sorts of power, wants to muzzle all sorts of mouth. But there are certain mouths that don't matter what power you have in the land, you can't muzzle certain mouths. And I'm proud to say that tonight. Very proud to say that tonight. Where's Terence Dial sing? Ask Terence Dial sing how he left the health center in our country after 9 years. Ask Gatsby Dolly how she left the education system in Trinidad and Tobago after 9 years. Ask the former Minister of National Security how they left the security of Trinidad and Tobago for the last 9 years. Ask them that. And you would hear the answer. But nevertheless, Trinidad and Tobago, party come and party go. It's the same lies, the same politics, no betterment for Trinidad and Tobago, no growth for Trinidad and Tobago. And the working class people have to suffer. You know why? Because there's always some new tax they want to bring out. Always some new tax. The government who said that there will be no taxes, trust me, they eat every word, every single word that they campaign on elections. They eat every single words. And they want to tell us it's our fault. They want to tell us that. Viewers, we are out of time for tonight, but nevertheless, I am Saeed. We run this program is from 11:30 to 12:30. Following day, we'll be right back here for another night of live Real Talk with Saeed. Until then, keep the peace.